Alright, what I want to give you a video on how to change a water tank, a hot water tank. This is a gas fired with pilot light and stuff, and it's a 60 gallon. It went out, it's probably 13 years old or something like that. That's okay for a hot water tank. And the first thing you want to do is turn off the gas supply and the water supply. And then you got your pressure relief valve here. You want to hook your the hose. You want to drain the water out of the tank. So you hook your hose up to it, open up the valve. See, it's open now, and it's totally drained. This is totally drained. You disconnect from the thermocoupling. This is the gas supply line. I wanted to disconnect this. This is the supply line, but you want to wait because wait till it's drained and then open it up because otherwise water will be coming out. So, and you have underneath here, so basically, how did I know it was leaking? Because it was enclosed. You should get one of these. It's a little, about $10. Sometimes they're more expensive. And all it is an alarm. I got two of these. One for the washer and dryer, and one for this. And when water leaks out of the tank, instead of you never knowing that this thing is leaking, because it could be leaking for a long time, it'll soak into the floor, and you have to replace the floor. So this connections, here's what happens. If you get your fingers wet and it makes a connection, see, you'll hear that. And when you dry it off, when it doesn't make a connection, it turns off. I think this was less than $10, and I had it in here and it was going off. So I was like looking at it, and it's leaking out from around the tank, so the tank is rusted. So I did all that. I'm going to take this off because it's totally drained. I'm going to take it back outside. Disconnect this. I disconnected the exhaust vent through the roof. You slide it up, and this was connected onto the flange here. I slid that up, and it's all out of the way. I took off the lines and everything. So now I just have to cut it off. And always with any lines, with your water lines, gas lines, if the valve is turned vertical with the pipe, if it's with the pipe, that means the flow is on. If it's turned to the sideways, that means it's stopped. So always look at supply lines. That'll tell you that right there. So I'm going to go out and get a new one in about a half an hour, and about a half an hour. That's when the place opens up. So I'll be right back after I get the other one, and I'll hook it all up. It's a pretty easy process. What I wanted to show you also is when you put hook the hose up to it. This isn't like some water tanks will have like a spigot that you hook the hose up to, and you turn the top, to open and close it. This one's different. You hook the hose up to it, and you got to turn it counterclockwise to open the valve up to drain it. And make sure you have your pressure relief valve off or opened up when you're draining it, so it has air going in as the water comes out. And to turn it off, you turn it back to clockwise, and it'll turn it off, and then you can take your hose off. Alright, I got my new hot water tank. It's a 40 gallon. The other one was a 60. It was just way too much more than I need. I don't know why people buy bigger than what they need. They're obviously compensating for something. Anyways, there's the box, and this kid came with it. So I'm going to hook up all the lines, or he's going to hook up all the lines so he can learn something. Alright, I got some fittings that went on the last one, and I bought some people call it pipe dope. You can use Teflon tape. I ain't going to use Teflon tape for the fittings. Can you get my place first? Some fittings don't require pipe dope, you call it. This one. It's a special fitting. You don't need to use it, but do, you can turn it back on and spray it. And look, this is with soapy water, and you look for bubbles. I don't see any. People will use a lighter, and I just think, okay, if you use a lighter, how would you put the fire out? If you caught on fire, you know you have a leak. I don't see any bubbles. Wait, I forgot to put soap in it. No, wait, we got soap in it. No bubbles, so that's good to go. I'm going to turn it back off until I get everything else hooked up. The pressure relief valve right here. This goes down through. Alright, what I wanted to show you, I got everything hooked up. I got the relief, the hose for the drain, the relief valve. I got the gas lines hooked up. Still got it turned off. That's basically all you do is hook it all back up, and then that's it. So right now, all I'm waiting for is I got to run the cold supply line. The old tank had it going into the side. I need to connect it up to here, but I need a 3/4 inch nipple. It's 3/4 inch ID, 1 inch OD. I have to screw it down in there, and then run a line to the other flex pipe down there. It's just trickling out a little bit, and then I'll be done. And I'll turn it on and check it out. Well, as you can hear, it's filling up. I got the galvanized and the fitting all the way up to the top because they didn't sell the flex pipe all the way, and I got some elbows and ran it into it. And it's filling up, and we'll give you a shot in a little bit. Well, I got it lit. I wasn't used to the igniter, and I had one thing you have to do with this, with anything when you hook it back up, hold in the pilot light pretty long, because you have to run the gas through the system and everything like that, and then ignite it. But stay back because you might have a little flash, you might have held it in too long, you might have filled up with too much fuel. This is electric igniting. The other ones you would have to use a match to go back in to light the pilot, and you would hold the pilot light down for a while because this wire will sense that it's warm enough for the burner to come on. The pilot light is warm enough, the igniter thing, and you just hold it in, and when you let it go, if you let it go prematurely, the pilot light will go out, then you have to redo it again. You have to light another match, light the pilot light while you hold it in, and then it should only take about a minute, and then slowly let it out, and if it stays on, then you can turn the burner on to your desired setting. And you don't want to turn them too hot. If you have elderly or kids in the house, you know, they'll get burned because it's too hot. And that concludes my installation of a hot water tank.